In this episode, I'm going to teach you one of the secrets to magnetizing your newsletter to your customers. Magnetizing means that your customers can't wait to see it when it hits the mailbox. They can't wait to rip it open and read every word. One of the strategies that you have to do to magnetize your newsletter to your customers is write in a conversational tone. What do I mean by that? Essentially, the first step is you need to forget everything you've learned about writing from your teachers and your professors. All of the formal and the I am and all of the formal way of business letter writing is no good in a customer newsletter. What you want to do is you want to write actually the way you talk, basically in a conversation. When I started my first newsletter, I recognized that when I was having a conversation with people in my bike store about the benefits and advantages of the clothing, they perceived me as the expert, and as I was engaging in a conversation, they were taking it all in a very non-threatening way. So when I thought of writing my very first newsletter, I said, what I want to do is I want to replicate the way I speak with my customers when I'm face-to-face in print. And so that whether your customers are in their easy chair, maybe they're in their hammock, or they take their newsletter, your newsletter on the plane with them, wherever they're reading it, you want them to feel like they're having a conversation as they read. One of the things you can do is to use contractions, for instance. So instead of saying, I am going out to lunch, you might want to say, I'm going out to lunch, because that's really the way you talk. Now, there are some times when you don't want to use contractions, and that's when you want to emphasize. For instance, if you're emphasizing a specific call to action or certain dates or things like that, you want to be very clear. This is not available in all stores. Sounds a whole lot better. This isn't available in all stores. So for emphasis, you don't want to use contractions, but in everyday language, you want to use contractions. One of the tricks to learn how to do this is to actually talk out loud as you're typing into your computer. So just literally talk out loud and type what you're saying. And then what you want to do is you want to print it out and read it out loud, because your mind will hear things that may not be on the written page. So if you want to get more of my tidbits on magnetizing your newsletter to your customers, what you want to do is get a copy of my book, The Magic of Newsletter Marketing, The Secret to More Profits and Customers for Life. By the way, before I leave, I've been getting some emails about some of the artwork in my office. This one here happens to be a very cool picture of some kayakers in New Zealand. Of course, I have my favorite Ovation guitar, and over on my desk I have pictures of my kids and family. On the other wall, I think you've seen in some shots, I have a picture of a beach house. So it's kind of a sidebar tip. If you have a nice office, you want to decorate it so you feel inspired to work in there. So, conversational tone magnetizes your newsletter to your customers, and they can't wait to read it every time it hits the mailbox. Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru, and I'll see you next episode.